Hello guys, greetings. How you doing? I hope you are doing well. If you are new to this channel, and if you are, please consider subscribing. Welcome to Vinyl TV. Today I wanna talk to you guys about this particular topic. Lately there has been an increase in teenage drug abuse in Nigeria. So I thought to make this video just to encourage Nigerian parents out there to support their teenagers, and also for them to be aware and something to look out for, just for them to be able to spot teenage drug abuses in our society. And this actually, to prevent drug abuse, it has to start from the family. So the family need to take initiative actually, and the family also need to be proactive by being able to spot any unusual behavior, any signs of our teenagers not performing well. So there are 12 practical signs to look out for. I think that will kind of ring alarm bell once you witness or you observe any of those signs. So the first one, so I'm gonna write here just for us to know 12 common signs of teenage drug abuse. Okay. So these 12 common signs of teenage drug abuse or misuse. Parents should look out for. Okay, especially Nigerian parents. So 12 common signs of teenage drug abuse or misuse parents should look out for. Number one, so every Nigerian parents should actually look out for, number one is bad grade. So bad grade in the school. So we just need to monitor our kids, monitor their performance in the class, so once they start getting bad grades or having bad grades, it should ring alarm bell to tell you or tell us that something is fishy or something is going on. So we should look out for bad grades in our children's performance. So that's the first point to look out for. Number two is bloodshot eyes. Bloodshot eyes. Whenever you look at your child or teenager, you should be able to know whether that person is having enough sleep, or are they worried, or there's any blood shortage in his or her eyes, you should be able to know that. So it's something to look out for, any bloodshot, bloodshottage, you know, in our teenagers' eyes. So I thought that's the number 2, bloodshot in the eye. So number 3 point to look out for. Number 3 point to look out for is when someone or when our teenager is laughing. When they're laughing for no reason or laughing incongruently. So laughing for no reason or laughing incongruently, it means that the person, you know, something is happening. You know, when someone is just laughing incongruently or laughing for no just reason, there must be a reason for it. So that should kind of give us a sign that there's something going on, there's something fishy, you know, because when someone takes drug, it actually control the chemical messengers in the brain. So, you know, drugs do have euphoric effect on our brain. It can actually make some people laughing, you know. So it's something to look out for, you know, when a teenager or when our teenagers are laughing incongruently for no reason. You should know that, you know, something is going on. Yeah. So number 4 thing is loss of interest in activity, you know, in loss of interest in activities. So when our teenagers lost interest in the activities, is something to look out for. Also that, you know, it shows that there's something not quite right. So, you know, when someone doesn't really want to engage or participate in activity or playing football with his or her mate, or, you know, or doing activities, you know, remember growing up, I can go and, you know, participate in football, playing football, or dancing or singing, or, you know, going out cycling with my mates and stuff like that. So these are the things that parents need to just look out for whenever our teenagers are not participating in activity they're supposed to participate, or when they're kind of a bit dull or withdrawn syndrome, when they kind of don't want to engage. And, you know, you should know that something is going on, you know, when they don't really want to participate in activities that they like, you know. So that's number 4. So we should be concerned. So we need to look out for this. Number 5 is poor personal hygiene. You know, when someone is an influence of alcohol or drug, sometimes it makes people feeling, I don't care really. It makes people not really looking after their personal care. People not be able to look after their personal hygiene. So these are another point we should look after, you know, in our teenage life, you know, in our homes. You know, see how, you know, they look after themselves, you know, see how they clean, you know, because obviously when someone with his senses, you know, don't get me wrong, the person also need to know that you need to have a wash, or you need to wash his clothing, you know. But sometimes, you know, when someone is an influence of alcohol, that person can actually just you know, forget about looking after his or herself, you know. So that is something that we should look out for, you know. Number 6 is you know, when someone is also influenced of alcohol, sometimes they feel shy or avoiding eye contact. They won't be able to talk to you or look at you in face, you know, because they have something, you know, that they don't want you to see it, so they're hiding. So when our teenager start presenting avoiding eye contact, but Don't get me wrong, some culture will say that, you know, they don't want to look at elder in their eye or something like that, but this one is actually something totally different. That when someone is in the influence of alcohol, sometimes the person will feel shy, don't really want to look at their, you know, they don't want to be in environment where you are, they will just go and hide. So when that person is avoiding eye contact, you know, is something that we need to look out for. You know, start asking that question, what's going on here? Okay, so this is kind of number 6. Number 7 point is to look out for is frequent hunger. Frequent hunger or unusual hunger. Yeah, frequent hunger or unusual hunger is something to look out for. You know, when people, obviously, you know, alcohol actually makes people it makes the kind of digestive system work faster, you know, so it breaks the food down quickly. So, you know, when people are influenced of alcohol, they tend to consume quite a lot of food. So frequent hunger is something to look out for all the time. That's to show you there's something going on. You know, every time, whenever your child is having food all the time, frequently, you should know that there's something, you know, not quite right, because sometimes they eat that food just to see whether that food would stabilize their blood system or, you know, neutralize the alcohol content in their body. So, but we need to look out for, you know, frequent hunger is another point to look out for. You know, common sign of teenage drug abuse, parents should look out for. You know, once you start seeing this sign in your child, you should start asking necessary question. Number 8 is smell of smoke in his or her breath or clothes. You know, when someone smokes, let's say, cigarette or marijuana or anything like at all, you know, or alcohol, you can smell it, because they do have this aromatic flavors or scent, you know. So it's something to look out for, smell of smoke in his or her breath or clothing. So it's another point to look out for teenage drug abuse. Is the signs, especially Nigerian parents, should look after, because drug abuse is actually becoming an epidemic in Nigeria. A lot of youngsters are dying. A lot of them are experimenting this drug due to peer pressure. A lot of them are experimenting this drug due to just to have euphoric effect. Also, some of them are experiencing this drug just to feel that they belong, you know. So it's kind of us, or to kind of rebel, you know. It's another point altogether. But I just talked about the 12 common signs of teenage drug abuse parents should look out for, you know. So it's something that every parent should be, you know, be mindful of. Okay, now number 9 is unusual tiredness. Unusual tiredness, you know, because alcohol, when someone drinks alcohol or takes marijuana, sometimes it kind of makes the person to relax. So it makes our body system, you know, it makes you to be dozer, it makes you to feel relaxed, you know, so it makes you to lose concentration. So it's actually something unusual tiredness, you know. So it's something to be mindful of, is something to look out for in your teenager life and presentation, or his or her behavior in your family. Just watch out, activities a young man or a young girl is supposed to participate, but they feel that, that when the person feel, I'm so tired, you'll be thinking, what's going on? So especially, or when they go out and come back, or when they go out and didn't come back at the time they're supposed to come back. So I'm gonna clean this up, guys, then we go up again, just to give you the next 2 points you're supposed to. So we start at unusual tiredness in our teenagers presentation. So every Nigerian parents actually should be mindful of this. Any sign of unusual tiredness is something to be mindful of. Number 10, any secretive behavior. Yeah, any secretive behavior. When sometimes teenagers tend to be quite open, but once they start being secretive about their day or how the school activities went, or where they are going, that should be something to be mindful of. Is alarm bell should be ringing. So any secretive behavior is something every parent should be look out for, especially when you have young teenagers. So guys, so yeah, so look out for any secretive behavior. Yeah. Alright, number 11 is breaking of family rule and regulation. I.e., missing coffee, so what this means is that at least every family tend to I remember when I was growing up that you must be at home at a particular time. I grew up in the village. I remember that period of time my dad would say, oh, you must come home once it's 6 p.m. you need to be at home. So and anywhere I go, anywhere I went during that period, just to play football or to see my friends or my mates, once time get to 6 p.m. I was actually gonna have to go home. So any breaking of family rules and regulation or missing coffee, because there's a need, for kids to understand that, a certain period of time the person must be at home. So once they start missing that time, they're supposed to be back. If they're not back within that period of time, that's sure actually, is something for us to be, mindful of. So yeah, so yeah, I thought to let you know that, just be mindful of any breaking of family rules and regulation. Okay, the other one is actually another sign. Number 12 is ask frequent asking for pocket money without giving account how this money was going to be spent. So frequent asking of pocket money without giving an account how this money was going to be spent is also something to be mindful, because you know, it's good to give your son or your daughter money, but also just find out, you know, what they need the money for. And once they start asking for money without giving you how they will spend the money, that should be is something to be worried or something to be concerned of, you know, because they wouldn't really be happy. They wouldn't have the gut to tell you, I'm using this money to buy a booze or to go and get high. You know, they won't do that, you know. So it's something to be mindful of, you know. Once they start asking you for pocket money without giving you account how this money is going to be spent, it's something to look out for. So guys, I thought to make this video just to encourage Nigerian parents. Common things they need to, 12 common signs they need to be looking out for, you know, especially when you have teenagers, young girls or young boys living with you, you know. So obviously drug abuse or drug misuse is something to be is worrisome. It's becoming an epidemic in Nigeria, you know. And unfortunately is young teenagers are the one that are participating in this. And you know, so how are we gonna help them? Because obviously they need our help as a parents. So, you know, how we're going to help them is being proactive, asking the necessary question, and mind you, don't judge. Just ask open question, not a closed question. Just ask them, how's it going? How was your day? You know, start by asking open question, you know, because when you ask a closed question, you won't get more answers. So ask questions from how, you know, how things, how was your day, how you feeling, how, you know. These are the open questions, so that you'll be able to get answer, you know. So but if you ask a closed question, you won't really get more answer, you know. So this is kind of ideas and tips every Nigerian parent should be looking after for, you know, for within our teenagers, you know, because drug misuse and drug abuse is real, and they need our support, they need our help, you know. Obviously there's many reasons why like I said, teenagers involved in drug misuse. So guys, this is something to look out for. Excuse me. So tonight I thought to share this video and just 12 common signs of teenage drug abuse or misuse parents should look out for, you know, so and be able to, you know, and pick this on time. All right guys, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe by hitting the red button. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Bye bye.